Hello everyone, I wanted to give you a quick introductory video to events. Events are key to understanding how ASP.NET works. So I have a form here. I'm going to drag a couple of controls on this form to show you some different events. So I'll do a button, a label, and a text box. Now, as you're aware, an ASP.NET page has code behind CSharp code, which we can get to by expanding this, or we can select source here and look at this. The easiest way is to select you, or you can select view code here to get back to the C#. Now, any control that you highlight in the designer has properties associated with it. So let me go back to the design view, and let's click on our button. I'm going to single click on it. Now what you'll notice over here is a bunch of different properties. The little lightning bolt shows you all the events that are available for this control, and there will be the name of the C# method if the event is wired up. So what Microsoft's done in the design view is giving you the ability to simply double click on a control, and it will associate an event handler in C# with that particular event. Now the problem is that they just picked what they thought would be the default event that most people would want to use. So for example, with the button, if I double click, what you'll notice happens here is it generates this button one click event. If I go back to the design view, and I'll now look with the lightning bolt selected here, you'll notice that now this has been selected. Now there's an important part of this that you need to understand. ASP.NET pages rely on HTML to operate. So what you'll notice if you go into the markup is there is a reference to this event right here. So what we're going to do is, let's say that we accidentally did that. We didn't want that event to appear. So the easiest way to remove that is to go here to the lightning bolt and just clear it. Now, if you'll notice what happens if I switch back to here, you'll notice that reference is gone. And if I go into the C# code, the event handler is still there. But now you can just simply delete that event handler. So that's one way to get rid of that. Now let's do this again. So I'll double click it again. And the common thing that students do, and this is an error that they make, is they will delete the event handler, but they won't delete the reference in the markup. So now what's going to happen if I try to run this page is I'm going to get a compiler error. So I'm going to go ahead and view this in the browser so you can see what this is going to look like. And you'll notice it comes up with a compilation error that says that it can't find a button one click event. And that's because we removed it. So there's a couple of different ways to address that. One is to go back into the design view, highlight the button, and remove the event reference here. The other is actually to go in, and this is a little bit more dangerous because you've got to be careful as you're editing this markup and just simply remove this code that's highlighted. Either way, that'll work. So what does it look like if we double click on a label? Well, it's not a click event. What you'll notice here, if we go back to our label, actually that doesn't do anything to double click on the label, but if I double click on the text box, it does this text change event. That is not a button click event. It's a totally different event. I go back to the design view, and you notice that it's been entered here for me. So this is the one that's most common, the error that most students make, is they accidentally double click on this. Then they get very nervous that this code got generated, and so they'll delete it. And then they'll run their page and they'll get a compiler error. And you see there it's the same error. It says, well, you're telling me there's this event, but I can't find it. So again, going into the markup and removing this code that's highlighted. But a better way to do it is simply to go to the control, go to the event here, and remove it. Now, events are very important because it's really, we're working in what's known as an event-driven system. Everything that we code is based on events. Events are typically things that the user does, but they don't have to be. It could be the form being loaded from the web server could cause an event. It could be a network event. It's typically user events, however. So hopefully this helps you keep your code straight and helps you understand events a little bit better.